Hey YouTubers, it's Platt and we're still continuing on our beer style series. Today we're going to talk about the Belgian Golden Strong Ale. Let's go over the numbers real quick. SRM 9 to 35, IBUs 20 to 50, ABV 7 to 11, so this is a pretty big beer. And we're going to serve this beer at around 40 to 45 degrees. You might have noticed by the SRM, the IBU, that there seems kind of a large range, but this is fairly definable beer. The best way to describe this is it's a high ABV ale that's fruity and complex, yet still very approachable. And when I say that, it's in the context of, think other big ABV beers like your double IPAs and your barley wines. Compared to those, this beer, like I said, is very approachable. It's drier and lighter than its Belgian counterpart, the Belgian triple. Is a good way to think of it. Pours pale to copper in color, but tends to be more on the pale side. Fairly clear pour. As far as carbonation, it's a medium plus to high carbonation. That's because it's a bottled condition beer. And even though it's bottled condition, you still should be able to pour a beer that's clear. Unless you get too aggressive with it, you shouldn't have to worry too much about a yeast haze on that pour. Alcohol, even though it's ABV wise, it's on the higher end, I'm going to say it's mild plus. You're not going to get an alcohol burn, but you definitely know it's there. As far as hop aroma, flavor, bitterness, we're going to put it in about a medium range. There's a lot of malt to this beer, so no matter how much hops they put in, that malt's going to balance it out. Typical of a lot of Belgian beers, there's a lot of fruity esters to it. The fruit's going to be apple, orange. You might pick up a spicy note on this beer, and that comes from the phenols. And if you've never heard that term before, phenols are kind of a chemical byproduct of the creation of alcohol by the yeast. So if you ever heard the term phenols, or you may see a review of a beer, they might refer to phenols. That's what that's about. And in this beer, it creates some spicy notes. The body on this is fairly soft. That's why it's an approachable beer, even though at that ABV. This beer is medium to highly attenuated. If you've never heard of that term, attenuation means the yeast has done a really good job of eating up the sugars in that beer and converting it to alcohol. And a highly attenuated beer generally means it's a drier beer. And that's true for the Belgian Golden Strong Ale. Food pairings for this: beer battered fried shrimp, which kind of makes sense, and baklava. That's right, I said baklava. I'm sure when you woke up this morning, baklava was nowhere on your radar, but that's a good pairing for this beer. The one we're going to try today is probably the classic example of the Belgian Golden Ale, Strong Ale, and that is Duvel. It comes in at 8.5 ABV. Probably by far is the most sold one in the U.S., and you could probably find this beer most places. So let's give her a try. All right. We've got a nice, I'm going to say about an inch head on that beer. Plenty of bubbles coming up. We did a pretty good job with the pour. It's fairly clear. Let's give her a little smell. Oh yeah, you get a little bit of the malt sweetness. I do pick up a little of that orange and the fruity esters. This beer does have balance on the nose, so it's not all malt, all fruit. So let's give her a try. Oh, that is nice. There's a lot going on. I get the malt sweetness, but I get a lot of other flavors. Midway through, I pick up some fruit. Toward the end, I get a little of the spiciness. Body-wise, this is very approachable, very drinkable. I do get a little bit of the alcohol, but it again, compared to like a barley wine or a bigger beer like that, this just for whatever reason goes down easier. Nice head retention on this, which means I pick up, while I'm drinking it, I still get plenty of the nose of the beer, which adds to the kind of experience. Yeah, I like this beer. There's, even though in a roundabout sense we're kind of looking at a simple clear ale, it appears, but the Belgian style, that yeast just adds different things. It hits different parts of my tongue. The side, it's not a sourness per se, but it's hitting the sides of the tongue. There's still the malt sweetness up front. But enough complexity where it's not just a malty beer that just hits you with sweetness. There's just more to it. Also, more importantly, there's enough hops in this beer that it's balanced. It is a beer. Some of these, especially some of these other beers, your lambics, whatever, that we've tried in this Belgian turn through the beer style series, don't necessarily hold traditional beer characteristics. But this is still a beer, even though I get a lot of malt, a lot of fruity funkiness or whatever. It's still a beer. I like that. Yeah, this is a good beer. This is, I might say this and maybe the Chimay Duvel that we tried a few weeks back are probably my two favorite Belgian beers. Again, they're just good beers, but because the Belgians do things a little different, it's a unique twist, and I like that. We'll give one more sip. Ooh, that's good. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concern, you can leave them in the comments section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.